Hi friends, welcome back to the kitchen. As you can see, we are already in Christmas spirit, which is my favorite time of the year. And I decided to bake for you today traditional Croatian dessert for Christmas, which is called Orahovnjača, or walnut pie or walnut cake. I'm not really sure how to kind of name it in English properly, but hopefully you will be able to see the final result if I am successfully in finishing it. Yeah, just before we start, I want to thank today's sponsor of my apron. That's my mom, and yeah, I decided I'm going to be the main chef today. So no mother today, just me. So anyway, let's start. So we are going first make a dough, and let's just, I didn't measure anything yet, so we're going to do this together. So we need 400 grams of white flour, and just bought batteries for this scale, so let's just do this. Now what we usually do, we just buy like flour in a big box, and then I keep them in a containers like that, like these ones, so they don't get bad. So we need 400, just a little bit more. Now, I never done this before, so as with majority of the things, I do like baking, but I never did this in front of the camera, and I usually do it on my own, and I have time, so if I make a stupid mistake, no one sees it. Just before we continue, I will put yeast into warm milk that I heated up earlier on, and just for the yeast to dissolve and be ready when we need it. So pop it in here, and yeah, and we will just mix it up a bit so it gets a little bit dissolved, and mix it up. Okay. We're gonna leave it there. So then we need, okay, so that's the flour. Now we need, okay, eggs. So it says here 1 egg and 1 yolk. So I think we're gonna need yolk for the finish. So I'm gonna use the egg, and it says we need to mix those eggs. Okay, so, or you know what? I'm just gonna use 1.5 egg and see what happens. So 1. Okay, so 1.5 egg. Let's do this. So I presume that's one yolk. Okay, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, let's put it this way, and we're gonna keep the yolk for later. And I think that's it for the eggs. And it says here to mix them and to add all the wet ingredients. Okay. So I'm not going to use any mixer, just going to do it this way, plain old. Okay, so the wet ingredients are, let's see then, oil. So we need 50 mils of oil, just vegetable oil. That's what I use normally. We can put these yolks in here. And then we need, okay, pinch of salt, that's not wet ingredient, and warm milk. Okay. So. Okay, and we says, okay, we need flour, we have the yeast there. Now the butter is melted, so that goes in here as well. That should be a liquid, so it is, thank God. At least I know how to do something right. Okay, and mix this up. And we're gonna need 60 grams of sugar. Let's put this on again. And I should probably measure this before making a video, but I was confident that I can do this. And it's not looking like I can do it, so sorry about that. Just bear with me. Yeah, 60, perfect. This goes here. Then we need oil we have in here. We have a lemon and, okay, pinch of salt. I have pinch of salt. See, I have something ready at least. Just gonna put a bit more. And okay, yeah. Now, let's see what happened with this. Okay. Now, it didn't dissolve completely, but it did melt it, so I think this should be okay. So we're going to check. It's not completely dissolved, but it's okay. I think this should be fine. It's just a little bit left, but I think this is okay. So we're gonna put this into the wet ingredients. This is just yeast and warm milk. Okay. And now it says all the wet ingredients, put them in the flour and yeah, mix until you make a dough. So we're going to mix these wet ingredients together, and as per the instructions, the wet ingredients go together with the flour. And let's combine these to see how it goes. So keep your fingers crossed. Now it also says a little bit of lemon. So let me just, this is the correct side. Sorry. You do have to have some muscles to do this, I think. I did not realize this. Or this skin is just not great. But there we go. Okay. I think this is more like for just for the smell and aroma. But anyway, we're gonna do our best. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, so we don't need lemon anymore. Okay, let's finally start mixing. Now, if I think about it one more time, maybe it was a better idea to get my mother here. Not to embarrass myself, but I said I can do this and we will see. I did follow the exact measures that I had, so hopefully this should do. But as in the real life, there's always something goes wrong. We can always add or take away. Well, we cannot really take away, we can only add. But I hope this will be okay. See, I didn't realize that it's this hard to cook, to talk, and to film at the same time. So, okay, now. Okay, so 60. I don't think this looks right. So I just added up maybe a spoon or two of flour, because I don't know, I just had a feeling it's not the right consistency as I wanted it to be able like to later on roll the dough. So now like I am able to kind of mix together nice like a bread shaped dough. So I am gonna add a bit more of flour, and hopefully this is not gonna ruin the recipe, but sometimes we have to improvise, and that's what I do majority of the time, I have to be honest. I don't really bake normally by the instructions. And I have to say, usually it's much better just to do it, you know, just measure with your hands and everything. But since I never did this before, I had to kind of follow some kind of instructions, but I think now we're getting there. I have to admit I was panicking a little bit. I thought this is not going to be a successful experiment, but now I am kind of happy. I did took off my rings, I washed my hands, because now I'm just mixing with my hands. And yeah, this is a little bit of a gym for me now. See, I don't need to go to gym. Not that I really do go to gym, but look, anyway, it's a little bit of exercise for me. So I think this should be fine. I'm going to leave this now for an hour. This is what it says. I'm just going to cover it and leave it next to the stove just to be on a warm place so it can rise. And yeah, we're going to do the filling now. Okay, so now the dough is ready and it's rising there. We should have enough time to prepare a filling. So this is quite simple. It says 400 grams of walnuts. They have to be crushed. So funny story, I wanted to use our own walnuts that we picked in the forest a couple of months ago, but because we left our bags of walnuts in not protected space, I think animals got it. So today when I went to search for walnuts, I only found few. And what happened? I had to go to the shop. So, but doesn't matter, it's okay. It's okay. We will maintain that, you know, the food is good, and you know, next year I will be smarter. So we need 400 grams of walnuts, which I think I have this measured exactly. So I think this is the only thing I actually measured, and I think it was a smart thing to do, as you can see. So yeah, 400. Well, 406, but look, who doesn't like walnuts? So that's that. We need 150 grams of sugar, which is going to be, let's see, okay. So 150 sugar. See, I'm much better in this. 100 grams of raisins, and let's just pop them in here. I think the ingredients are good, so hopefully the end product will be good. And we have 100, yeah. So the walnuts go in there. And then we have, okay, so we have 200 milliliters of hot milk, but I think that goes at the end. It says 1 vanilla sugar, which I have here, and a little bit of rum. So I went today and I bought a small, tiny bottle of rum, because we don't really drink rum, and I don't want to waste it. So I just bought a small one. So I think this is, yeah, we're just gonna put a little bit more. There we go. So that's that. And yeah, just 200 milliliters of hot milk. Okay, so it says here just to mix all of this together. Oh no, it says 2 to 3 spoons of rum. So we might put another one. I think this is more for aroma, but this actually dessert maybe makes us happy as well. I don't know. Okay, and it says now to mix this up and then slowly put in a hot milk. So this is what we are going to do. Yeah, I think this is going to be good. So, okay, and I don't know what they mean by slowly, but anyway, I will just do it this way. Maybe get it more on my practical. Yeah, I don't think it should be too runny, but also like not as a big lump. So let's see. I think a little bit more. Maybe I wasn't too very careful when measuring milk. So I think this is how it should look like, not too runny and not too lumpy. See? Okay, so that is it. The filling is ready. We are going now to prepare the actual cake. Okay. Okay, so we have our dough ready, and as you can see, it got bigger. So I'm very happy. Hopefully this will work. What we need to do now, we have to split it in 2 halves and roll it nicely, put in the filling and roll it. And then we have to leave it for 30 minutes and then bake it. So I am going to, sorry, this is a bit heavy, and now I'm going to put a bit of flour on the surface here. Now comes the most scary part for me. Let's do this. Now I am happy that it's nice and fluffy. So I'm just going to measure it with my eyes. I think this is 2 halves, and I'm going to put it up here. So as I said, now, okay. Now I'm sure you're familiar with this. This is what my mom used in the previous video. Much better skilled than me in this, but let's try. Okay, so it should be nice and thin. So hopefully, no. Okay, oh, so far so good. I might just turn it around a bit like this maybe. So this is the baking dish I'm going to use, so I just need to make sure that, you know, it can fit in. I don't want to make it too big. Okay, and now let's see. Oh, Now try to make it equal, but obviously it's not going to be perfect. But I think this is okay. Should be nice, yeah, hopefully. So I can see a bit of crust of the lemon in here, so that is a good sign. Okay, so now first I'm going to prepare the baking dish, and I'm just going to put the paper on it so it doesn't stick. I should probably use the scissors. Okay. Now, and put this aside. Okay. So now the recipe says we have to obviously split this filling in half. And I think we have to, let me just see. Okay, we're going to split it in half and just nicely spread it over. I think more filling, the richer will be, hopefully. Okay. So now we're gonna roll it. Okay, there comes first piece. Okay, I am a bit positive now about this, hopefully. And now we just repeat the process one more time with the second half. Oh my God, this is actually very fluffy. Now, while this was rising, I had some time to think and to read through the recipe to see where I made a mistake, because I did not like the texture of the dough when I just did everything at the first, as you could see. So I had to add a bit of flour, but I think I just put too much of liquid. So next time I will do a little bit less of liquid and then add. You can always add, but it's hard. Oops. See, this is what happens. You can always add, but it's hard to take away. We might just add a bit more of flour. And let's just do this way. Okay. Okay, so stay positive, we can do this. There we go. It's not perfect, but I am happy. It's the first time, so we all have to learn somewhere. It's now obviously not shaped equally, but I might try this way, just to do this. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. This should be okay, hopefully. It's not the prettiest, but anyway, it will work. Okay, we do the second part of the filling. Now, to be honest, next time I am just going to add a bit more of walnuts and a bit more of everything, just to get a bit more of filling. You know, I think it's just how people prefer this. I prefer all my cakes to be a bit more rich. So, but otherwise, like, it smells gorgeous. It smells already really, really nice, very Christmassy, and hopefully once it's baked, it will be delicious. Anyway, we will see. It's supposed to be baking on 180 degrees for 40 minutes. And it said that once the filling is made, you have to turn on the oven. But because it's taking me too much while anyway, I already turned on just a few minutes ago. Because probably people do this much quicker than I do. So, and the oven should be nice and warm anyway. So it should be fine. And yeah, I think this is okay. Now, let's see. I will probably cut again here at the edges because I don't really like, you know, not to have any fillings. So I don't want this to be dry. But you can do pretty much the way you want. But as I said, I think next time more filling definitely, just to keep it more rich in taste. Okay, so let's start rolling, and this the way. Okay, whoops. Now, there we go. Okay. So I think this here and this here is just the dough, which we're going to cut away. See? And here, we don't need that. We will just, let me just see here as well, a little bit more. Okay, I like how nice and fluffy it is. It's, yeah, never tried anything like this before. Let's see. Okay, now say a prayer or two. 1, 2, 3. Okay, okay, this actually looks good. So now I have yolk here. We are going just to mix it up a bit. And what the recipe says is to make a few holes in this. So I will do it with a knife. You can do it with a fork, just to make it look nice and airy. And oh my God, it already smells nice. And once we have this done, it goes into the oven for 40 minutes on 180 degrees, if I remember. And so as you can see, these eggs are very rich in color. It's winter time, we don't have many eggs, but it's okay. It's enough to kind of cover us. Like in the summer and the springtime, there's plenty. This time of the year is normal not to have too many eggs, but that's okay. We make do, even with less amount. In the periods when we have more eggs, we just make like pasta and stuff like that to use it up. But now when we don't have it, we just eat it less. But yeah, it's enough. Now I did make a new order for new chickens, so I'm looking forward to that. They will come hopefully in next 10 days. I just ordered 20 more egg layer chickens, just to kind of, you know, increase the flock. So yeah, now, okay, I'm excited about it. Into the oven it goes.